Everybody. Today I wanted to talk to you about another celebrity. She's not really a celebrity, but she is probably one of the most maligned celebrities I think there is. It's Anna Wintour. With all of the hype around Devil Wears Prada 2 and everything, I want to talk to you about my experiences with Anna Wintour, who I would see on a daily basis at One World Trade Center. She was the editor of Vogue at the time and director for Condé Nast Publications. And so I would see her in the hallways and would be in some meetings with her as being the head of talent and on-screen development for Talent Group, and previous to that, Condé Nast Entertainment, the video arm of Condé Nast. And we would do all the videos for the legacy brands, Vogue, GQ, Vanity Fair, Petite, Architectural Digest, Glamour, Allure, all of their brands. Anyway, people really are unfair when it comes to Anna Wintour. Part of it comes from The Devil Wears Prada, which was written by one of her assistants, Andy Sachs. And another of her assistants, Jill Demling, was my boss. She took over the talent group when it first started. And so I got some firsthand insight into Anna Wintour and what she was really like to work for as an assistant. But also, I would see her on a daily basis a lot. And that was the biggest thrill for me, bigger than any celebrity. I used to love when I would see Anna Wintour in the halls. So I want to touch on a few things. People in the industry used to call her nuclear winter and the winter of our discontent, because supposedly she was very difficult and cold and all of these things. I don't think that was really true. And I think it was kind of unfair, number one, because she was a woman. And number two, because she was very demanding in the sense that she expected everyone to do their best and deliver on what they were hired to do. And I think the people who said such unkind things about her are people who really just couldn't deliver the goods when it came time to put the product out. First thing I want to address is the whole elevator thing, which was portrayed in Devil Wears Prada. If you got in the elevator with Anna Wintour, you were supposed to get out right away and everything. I don't think that was really true. I mean, when I first went to interview with Condé Nast, someone mentioned it to me. Oh, if you get in an elevator and Anna Wintour gets on, you're supposed to get off. That's not really true. I think the thing is, if you get on the elevator with Anna Wintour, you're just not supposed to start talking her ear off, because she's a very busy woman and she's kind of in her own head. She's thinking about the next meeting she's going to. She's thinking about what she has to do. And, she's also a celebrity in her own right now. I don't think she ever chased celebrity. I don't think she ever wanted to be a celebrity. She just is a celebrity because as the editor of Vogue, she made it the leading voice in fashion. She built it into what it is. And consequently, she also became the kind of final word in fashion. She built it into an empire. She what it is. Consequently, she became famous for being the editor that could make or break a designer, make or break a photographer. And consequently, she became kind of a celebrity herself because of that. So I think the whole premise was that you weren't supposed to just get on and start talking your ear off. Here's your best friend, because she had things she was thinking about, and she was an employee of Condé Nast just like the rest of us. She took the elevator just like the rest of us. I think that sort of myth got spread just so people wouldn't harass her in the elevators. I would get on the elevator with her. People did not get off. People did. I would nod hello to her in the morning. I would say, "Hello, Anna. Good morning, Miss." I always called her Miss Winter, even though we were supposed to call her Anna, because to me that was sort of like if you saw Queen Elizabeth and called her Betty. I mean, she deserved respect. She was. And when I would see her in the hallway, I would nod hello. I wouldn't start a whole conversation with her, but I would nod hello, and she would acknowledge it and nod hello back. And people would also always be like, "Oh, I can't believe you said hello to her." I'm like, how would you feel if you worked in a building and no one acknowledged your presence? And also, I'll never forget one time on the elevator, we were at the floor where Vogue was, and I knew she meant to get off there, and I don't think she realized that was the floor. And I just said to her, "Miss Winter, I think this is Vogue's floor. Did you want to get off?" And she said, "Oh, thank you," and got off. She didn't, I mean, she didn't want to ride to another floor and have to ride back down. She was busy. She appreciated that I let her know it was her floor. And everybody's like, oh, you said that to her. And I was like, I did. Not the biggest deal. If you want to know the other thing about the sunglasses, those are her prescription glasses. She does not have other glasses. If she does not have those sunglasses on, she may not recognize you. Those are her prescription glasses. I do not know the whole story about why she only wears the sunglasses as prescription glasses. I don't know if there's a medical reasons for that. I don't know. But if she doesn't have the sunglasses on and she sees you, her vision, I don't know, is not that great. I do know the reason why she wears the sunglasses at the fashion shows. This is from Jill. It's because she wants that distance. She wants that protection, because as she's watching that stuff go down the runway, she does not want those designers and the cameras to see what she is thinking, because what she is thinking may have nothing to do with what she's seeing in that collection. She may be thinking about something else. She may think the collection is perfectly fine and a great job. She may get a look on her face or through her eyes because she's thinking about something completely different. She does not want to send an impression to anyone that could send the wrong message. That's why she wears the sunglasses to the fashion shows. At least that's what I was told by her assistant, who was her assistant for many, many years, who was her assistant when the whole Andy Sachs, who wrote The Devil Wears Prada, worked with her as well. Also, the whole Andre Leontali thing, Anna Wintour got treated very unfairly about that. He would not have had his career without her. And then he turned on her and treated her very badly in his book just to sell the books. He talks about being ambushed at brunch about the intervention about his weight. From what I was told, I was not in the room, I don't know, but she didn't do an intervention because of his weight. He whined and complained to all of his friends or acquaintances that no one helped him and no one helped him with his weight. So that was set up at his bequest, or his behest, I should say. She didn't do that to be mean or because she didn't think people should be fat. He was upset that no one helped him, and friends got together and did that. And then he turned it into this whole betrayal thing. It's not how it played out. And the other thing, when you're someone like Miss Wintour, Anna, she has to just put up with all this stuff, what people say about her and people sniping at her and the press, because she knows. It's just like, again, like Queen Elizabeth, never explain, never complain, because she knows that no matter what she says, it's going to be taken out of context or twisted. So she's better off just not saying anything, letting it play out. When people criticize her for being racist or people not having black models on Vogue or not having, she had black models on Vogue. She had black models on Vogue years before designers would use black models. She used black photographers. She just doesn't say anything because she knows no matter what she says, she's going to be criticized. So she just lets it play out. She does her job and gets on with it. Another thing, people talk about her looking you up and down in the elevator and stuff. It is not to judge what you're wearing. She doesn't care what you're wearing. She wears the same, she gets clothes, she has a clothing allowance to buy designers at the beginning of each season. She buys them, then she passes them on to other people. She wears a uniform. She has a certain style of dress she likes. She buys those things from the designers. She wears dresses every day to the office. In the winter, she wears boots, and in the summer, she wears the same, I can't remember the designer shoes. She's wearing those same shoes for every year. She likes them. They work for her. That's what she wears. She has them in different colors, and she wears the same style, sort of the peasant-style dress. She wears a sweater around her shoulders in the winter when she's cold. That's what she wears for office, the dresses during the day. If you see her at a Knicks game or at a basketball game or something, she wears jeans and the boots, coat, a shorter coat. That's how she's comfortable. That is her style. She dresses to her style. She will follow some trends, but she dresses to her style. When you get in the elevator, if she's looking at what you're wearing, or if she's noticing what you're wearing, she's not judging what you're wearing. She's looking to see what people are wearing. What is the trend? What different age groups, what different people are wearing, to see what is going on in fashion and what catches her eye or what the business is doing. That's what she's doing. She's not judging what you're wearing. She doesn't care. I mean, And now, if you worked for Vogue and you were someone that people came into the office and saw you, you were representing Vogue, she expected you to look presentable and look nice and be well groomed. That was an expectation of working. We're working for Condé Nast in general. You were expected to, you represented that company, and the company is fashion, and you were expected to look presentable. You didn't have to follow trend. You didn't have to be any certain way, but you needed to look presentable. So again, those are things that I think are misconceptions that are put forward about her that are very unfair, because she cannot defend herself, because she knows if she does, she will just be torn apart about it. And she is one of the favorite celebrities I got to see working at Condé Nast every day. Kudos to you, Anna. The fact that you handed off Vogue to Chloe Mall, I think is fantastic. What people are saying in the press about you now, that you're trying to sabotage her and everything, I know for a fact is horse manure. She worked for you for years. I hope you enjoy your position now as creative director without so much day-to-day editing at Vogue. You were a great editor. You built it into what it is today. I think you're a great woman, a great businesswoman, and congratulations. I hope you're starting to get to enjoy some of your life more. And everyone who's watching this, follow me. I'm a misfit. Like and share, please. Bye bye, everybody. Till next time.